1966, an important year for professional football. In Atlanta, the expansion Falcons began their very first season. And at season's end, the NFL created its first ever Super Bowl championship. Ironically, while the two events were born that same year, capturing the Lombardi Trophy has eluded the Falcons in their history. Will this season be the breakthrough year? The assembled player talent is eye-opening. The stars of the team are in their prime. The team leadership is outstanding. The early schedule favors a fast start. At season's end, the city of Atlanta will host Super Bowl 53. In their 53rd season, can the Falcons finally take the remaining steps to hoist the Lombardi Trophy? The story of their journey begins tonight. On a warm summer Friday evening, here just outside of New York City, that journey will begin as the Atlanta Falcons make their way onto the field to take on the New York Jets in the first preseason game of this 2018 season. And hello there, everybody. I am Justin Kutcher. It is an honor to be here for year number 2 covering these Falcons. And these Falcons have a chance to do something very special, what just one other NFC team has done over the past decade, and that is go to the playoffs for a third consecutive season. There's a lot of reason to be excited about this team as we welcome in Coy Wire. Coy, one of the main reasons, the offense. Everywhere you turn, it's wow.
This time of season, everyone is convinced their team is going to the Super Bowl, no matter who you are. We all have those crazy friends, right? But if you're an Atlanta fan sitting at home, you're not crazy. And the big part of that is because of the offense. Returning 10 of 11 starters, they're going to be one of the most feared offenses in the league under year 2 of Steve Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator. They're returning a former league MVP at quarterback, perhaps the most dangerous running back tandem on the planet. And oh, by the way, probably some guy named Julio Jones, who's pretty good at receiving. He has a new stablemate. It's going to be Roll Tide out wide, first-round draft pick from Alabama, Calvin Ridley. They're saying he is lighting it up. We'll get to see soon what he can do.
Okay, last year at this time, you raised a question. You said, could the defense become a top 10 defense in the NFL? They answered the question. They did. So coming into this year, what's the question you have?
They went from 25th to 10 in year 3 of Dan Quinn's defense. The question now, if they have an Achilles heel, you'd have to say it's going to be that defensive line. Who's going to step up? Last year, they were in the middle of the pack in sacks, right? They lost their sack leader in Adrian Claiborne. Dontari Poe, the Pro Bowl run stopper in the middle, he's gone. You do return Grady Jarrett. You have Jack Crawford coming back from injury and some hope coming back. But we need to know, is it going to be third-round draft pick Deidre Sanat who can hanker down that middle? We'll find out who can get it done. What are some tools of the game we have here, Justin? Offense, own the zone, as in the red zone, and finish in the end zone. They didn't do that well enough last year. Defense, anchor that defensive line. Who wants it? Who's next man up for this young, hungry defense?
Those are our Home Depot tools of the game. We'll follow those along tonight. We'll follow those along for the entire preseason. These guys, they are ready to play. They want to get this game started. We want to get this game started, and you want to get this game started. It's the Falcons, it's the Jets from MetLife Stadium, and it's coming up right after this. Atlanta Falcons preseason football is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing, and sponsored in part by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager, and by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. A beautiful shot of Lady Liberty as we are here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Time for the Equifax Sideline Report. Let's check in for the first time with DJ Shockley, who's with Coach Quinn.
We had this team in camp for a couple weeks now. Playing preseason game 1.
Number 1, we dedicate this game to the Rooks. And it's their first chance to show how far they can take it. I said to them, we have really high standards on this team, and they're totally up for it. So we dedicate it to them. There'll be a bunch of guys playing, but tonight we dedicate to them.
You talk about those rooks. You got 30 rookies on the second-year guys. What do you
One, like really fundamental. That's where we're at. And defensively, I want to see some tackling. And we've worked hard on it, but there's nothing like the full speed game reps to do that. Offensively, can we execute? You know, like we love our balanced run ball, you know, the play action that goes with it. So that'll be an important part of what we're doing tonight, having that balance in the run game and the play action that goes with it.
All right, Q, have a good one, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you very much. As we get set to kick off, the Falcons, they won the toss, they deferred, so they will kick off. It will be Matt Bosher kicking off. The weather, 83 degrees here on this Friday night. And back deep is Trenton Cannon from the goal line here for the Jets. And Cannon gets hit hard as he crosses the 25-yard line to the 26, and that's where the Jets will start as Marvin Hall made the hit on special teams. Let's take a look at our SunTrust players to watch on defense.
Deidre Sanat, Terrell McClain there, the defensive tackle. Coach Dan Quinn said we'll feel a lot better about the perceived defensive line issues when we see them in action. Let's see what they can do as the Jets trot out their offense here for the first time preseason underway.
Josh McCown is there under center. Bilal Powell is in the backfield. On first down, the handoff is to Powell, trying to get outside, and he is run out of bounds by Deion Jones. Jones led the team in tackles last year, 138. Also led the team in interceptions with 3, a 4-yard run for Powell.
Completely in his element when you're running sideline to sideline. There's one man you don't want to try to run away from in this league. It's Deion Jones. Just absolutely one of the best young up-and-coming linebackers in the league.
Entering his 3rd year in the league. Obviously, speed makes him good sideline to sideline, but what else is it that you see from him?
His tenacity. I mean, he's an undersized guy, but he plays like he's one of the biggest men on the field. He makes his presence known, Justin.
On second down, McCown rolling out to his right. Has some room, and McCown will tuck it, and guess who he gets chased out by? Yep, Deion Jones again.
Great discipline there from Marquand Manuel, safety Keanu Neal. A lot of misdirection in this new Jets offense under new offensive coordinator Jeremy Bates. And Keanu Neal did a great job of not going with the initial flow. He was reading his keys, saw the action coming back to him, and covered up the first open receiver there.
So now 3rd and 5 is coming up here for the Jets. Can this defense for Atlanta, who was a top 10 defense last year, force a 3 and out? Empty backfield here on 3rd and 5. McCown gets pressured, completes the pass over the middle, going to come up shy of the first down marker. A 4-yard completion, but Deion Jones was there again, his 3rd tackle on the opening series. Neil Sterling made the catch, but a good job on that opening series by Deion Jones.
Yeah, everywhere. You're gonna see him flash across your screen all season long, and that was maybe the only drive he'll get tonight. He's one of the premium star players on this team. That may have been it for him, but what a showing in that short time.
Marvin Hall is the return man back deep. Fair catch signaled and made at the 17-yard line. A look at our SunTrust players to watch offensively for the Falcons.
Where do you start, Justin? I mean, there are so many weapons. They're so fast. And you add in Calvin Ridley there, the 1st-round draft pick out of Alabama. You knew he had high hopes coming in, but every single person we've spoken to since we've been here in New York and spent some time with the team, they just can't wait. When the team can't wait to see a guy in action, that's when you know there's some excitement around him.
Tevin Coleman is in the backfield. To open up this one, a flag, our first of the game, and the pass is complete to Mohamed Sanu. But let's wait and see what the flag is for. It's a 4-yard completion. Our officials, Tony Correnti.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 players in motion, never reset, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
So that'll back up the Falcons to the 13-yard line, set up first down in 15.
Motion is bread and butter for Steve Sarkisian. He loves to window dress, as they say. You know, they show the defense one thing, send a guy in motion, but then when the ball snap, have another guy zip across your face. You never know what's coming. They're working out some kinks right now. 2 guys moving before the snap of the ball on that one.
Logan Paulson in motion. The toss to Coleman. Coleman gets a block, cuts it back. And Coleman will get a few yards back here.
I want you to watch Ricky Ortiz. Who's going to win the fullback position? He's offset here to your right. Look at this. Bah! Putting the defender on his back. That's what you want to see out of a fullback, right? Mowing down defenders. Anyone stepping in the way. Derek Coleman gone. It's either going to be Ricky Ortiz or Luke McNitt who are going to win this starting job. Has to be key on special teams as well.
2nd down and 14. Again, it's Coleman, and a flag is thrown. As of right now, it's a 3-yard gain, but let's wait to see what this flag is for.
Saw Justin Hardy getting some time with the official there.
This is going against the Falcons yet again.
Looked like he was asking the official what he had done wrong.
Illegal blocking back, offense, number 14. Penalty, this says half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
We'll see him coming into the left of our screen here. And you can see him coming back towards. Yeah, he knew it was a chance he was going to hit him in the back, but that was a nice vet move there. As a defender, you turn your back at the last second so the guy can't block you. If he does, it's a penalty. That's what happened there.
So this Atlanta offense is moving backwards. It's 2nd down and 20. Ryan. His pass is complete to Calvin Ridley, the rookie, but right there, right away, was Buster's screen to bust up that one. And 3rd and very long is coming up.
Great recognition by Screen there on what was a bit of a wide receiver screen, trying to get the ball in the hands of the young, talented rookie. He's going to take the place, of that screen wide receiver this year. So they were trying to make that happen on that 2nd and long. Now we're at 3rd and really long. Expect to see something short over the middle just to try to gain some positive yards.
It's the handoff to Coleman up the middle, and he gets some yards. That will allow his punter, Matt Bosher, just to at least have some room to punt here on this first series for the offense for Atlanta, who we should mention not playing tonight will be Devontae Freeman and Julio Jones. Both coaches' decision. That was the plan all along for those two not to play.
Both healthy, so Falcons fans can feel good about that. They're okay. They were working out pregame, looked good on the turf.
Bosher to punt just in front of his end zone. Andre Roberts, the former Falcon, up the middle, takes it across midfield. And he will take it up to the 47 of Atlanta, where Eric Saubert made the special teams tackle. No score here in the first quarter. Falcons and Jets. Okay, I think it's safe to say that nobody's happy with that offensive possession for the Falcons, but it's the first one of the preseason. Let's simmer down. Don't get crazy. It's okay. But good starting field position here as Teddy Bridgewater takes over at quarterback for the Jets. On 1st down, the handoff to Powell. And Powell will pick up 2 yards. Teddy Bridgewater, now in his 5th year out of Louisville, coming back from a couple of different injuries. An ACL tear, a dislocated kneecap, just a good kid trying to find a team, find a spot, and he thought he may have had one here with the Jets, and then all of a sudden they take Sam Darnold with a 3rd overall pick after giving Josh McCown a $10 million contract, and now you don't know what's going to happen with Teddy Bridgewater. On 2nd down and 8, it's Powell again, and they're chasing him down as Derek Shelby in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 2. Derek Shelby, good containment right there.
Yeah, great hands at the point of attacks, getting separation from that lineman and penetrating down into the backfield as well, able to get off that block and wreak havoc on the other side of the ball, something that Grady Jarrett was outstanding at last year. So to see someone else stepping up and doing the same, that's going to be big this preseason.
A loss of 3 on the play sets up 3rd down and 11. This defense for Atlanta trying to force their second three, and now pressure coming over the middle. A pass is complete to Anderson, but Anderson gets hit hard. A couple of guys there. Damontae Kazee was there. And the defense again comes up with a stop.
Yeah, we had a busting coverage there. You could see the safety did not come down, and the middle of the field was wide open, had days to run. But what I liked to see at the end of it was that defense swarm. I mean, these guys are as fast as they come in the league. Damontae Kazee with the big hit there at the end, finishing with the physical.
So on 4th and 3 from the 40, the Jets are going to go for it. Bridgewater. And it's a catch, a beautiful catch made by Jermaine Kearse. A 5-yard completion, a first down as Damontae Kazee gets credit for the tackle. But that's a big 4th down conversion by the Jets. And they go hurry up here. Bridgewater. Again, over the middle, too high. That pass intended for Neil Sterling.
Sterling did a great job of stemming the defender outside and then breaking back in on the skinny post route there. Bridgewater just a bit high on that throw. That was likely a touchdown if it was on target.
Guys, I can tell you as a former quarterback, when you get a look like that and you look like it's going to be touchdown and you get a chance to throw it, you get a little antsy and it kind of sails on you. That's kind of what happened to Bridgewater there. I think he got excited and saw 6 and kind of sailed on it.
2nd down and 10 now for the Jets. Bridgewater takes the easy pass, dumps it out to his running back out of the backfield, Powell. And Powell gets tackled by Isaiah Oliver, tripped up there. Isaiah Oliver, the 2nd-round draft pick out of Colorado. Good size, 6 feet, 210 pounds. But a 7-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3 here for the Jets. Remember, they started off with great field position at the 47-yard line of the Falcons here on this drive. It's Powell in the backfield here on 3rd down and 3. Hand off to Powell. And this is going to be one of those question marks as Powell is able to move that pile to get the first down for this Atlanta defense. Is how do they defend against the run?
Well, last year, I mean, you had one of the best in the business in Dontari Poe there in the middle, and right now you're seeing some newer guys who are feeling it out right now. I'm not seeing them attack like we're used to seeing in this defensive scheme, and so it's a little soft there against the run at times early in this game. I think they're going to get a good talking to after this series because they're not playing with that same sort of oomph that we're used to seeing and snap from this defense.
Isaiah Crowell now comes in at tailback. He takes the handoff. And Crowell tries to cut it back, and he does. Takes it up the 19. Oliver with his 2nd tackle. A 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7 coming up here for the Jets. What's it like, both Coy, DJ, that first game, that first preseason game after you're going through training camp and you actually get to hit somebody live? What is it like to play in this first one?
Well, I'll tell you, we're seeing a lot. DJ touched on it, even from a quarterback's position where they don't hit anyone. So saw Teddy Bridgewater sail a pass. He was anxious, couldn't wait to get it off. He didn't plant his feet. He didn't step into the throw, so it sails on him. We're seeing some of these defenders run right past the runners and the receivers who have the ball because they're over anxious and they can't wait to get there. They need to calm down, slow the game down, get back to their basics.
Crowell gets tackled by Kazee. The 3rd tackle of this quarter already for Damontae Kazee.
And here's something else to watch, guys, especially when you get into these live game situations when it's really going fast. You kind of tire out a little bit. Your energy level gets a little high, and now you play 2-3 plays, and now you're a little winded, and you don't get the push off the football that we saw earlier. This is a total different speed than they're used to in practice or even in scrimmages. It's amplified, so you get a little tired a little bit faster.
5 DBs in. Crowell splits out wide. He's in motion now. 3rd and 4. 10th play of the drive here for the Jets. Bridgewater over the middle to Crowell. And Isaiah Crowell now reaching for the end zone. Touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown pass from Bridgewater to Isaiah Crowell. And the Jets strike first against this Falcons defense.
Falcons dropping back in a 4 underneath zone here. You can see on the left of your screen, watch Duke Riley. He lets this guy get leverage on him. He needs to see that, anticipate that crosser come from the other side of the field. I think he got caught with his eyes in the backfield and staring at that quarterback, and now you take a bad angle on a bad man. A fast runner in for the score. And again, it's back to the basics. You're seeing Duke Riley who knows better. It's just preseason, working out the kinks, getting your eyes right, using discipline, read your keys, back to the simple things, and we're not seeing that right now.
And Corey, you can speak to that even better than anybody who's playing linebacker position. Even though you're in zone coverage, you have a particular zone, you still have to look these routes up. And you can see the crossing route coming to you. You should have looked it up a little bit faster. He could have gotten better position.
Damontae Casey came off the field. Damontae Casey has the helmet off now as he's being looked at. On for the extra point will be Taylor Bertolette, a free agent out of Texas A&M. And the extra point is good. The Falcons thought maybe they had a stop. The Jets converted on 4th and 3, and then a 16-yard touchdown pass from Bridgewater to Crowell. 7-0 New York. 7-0 Falcons trail here early on. Back to return the kick, Ito Smith and Justin Hardy. Ito Smith, number 25, the rookie, and Justin Hardy, number 14. It'll be Taylor Bertolette to kick off here for the Jets.
Looks a little different out there, doesn't it?
It really does.
Some of those new kickoff rules we'll talk about here in a second.
Ito Smith from a couple yards deep in the end zone. Smith takes it across the 20 up to the 23-yard line. And we do have a flag on the play.
I'm wondering if this is going to be one of the other new rules, lowering the helmet to initiate contact perhaps, which would be a penalty.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 41, lowering of the head to initiate contact. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
That's against Buster Screen. We have so many new rules to talk about. Coy, we're about to talk about the kickoff.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you look at your right side of the screen there, the kickoff team, you don't get a running start. You have your foot on the line, and you can go when the ball goes. That's different. That's unique. And then look at the left side there. That's your receiving team. You have to have a certain amount of guys there, 8 players minimum within that 15-yard setup zone, they're calling it. No wedges, no shoulder to shoulder in this, so it's going to see a lot of big returns, I'm thinking, coming this season.
Ito Smith takes the toss from Matt Schaub, who is in at quarterback. No gain on the play.
Why are we doing that, though, Justin? I mean, it prevents a lot of those big collisions. It's some of the most violent collisions. I know, being a former special teams player in the NFL for 9 years with a titanium plate in my neck, I know that those hits have been violent in the past. This is a way to have guys not have those moments where they can just be like 2 battering rams going full speed at each other. It's a smart move by the league to do it, but it's going to make that phase of the game look different, that's for sure.
Ito Smith goes in motion. Empty backfield now for Schaub. Schaub got hit as he released it, but still able to complete the pass to Reggie Davis, and another flag is thrown.
Schaub did a great job of getting that pass into Davis' hands. He actually got hit as he was throwing it. That was the former UGA Bulldog Jordan Jenkins, I believe, who got the pressure on Schaub.
So you got Reggie Davis, a former Bulldog, Jordan Jenkins, a former Bulldog, and we've got DJ Shockley on the sideline, a former Bulldog.
Who may be the most ripped of them all. Have you seen Shockley?
This shirt was borrowed by you, Coy, so I'm not sure.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 25, lowering of the head to initiate contact, 15-yard penalty, and repeat, second down.
So this is your young rookie running back in pass protection, right? And it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, he was in this crackback block. And you see that you can't lower your head. That's a penalty before this new rule even came to be. Going back towards the line of scrimmage. It's one of those things. It's going to have to take a reprogramming, reset. What you've been taught your entire life is no more. Again, for good reason, keep these players healthy. It's going to take some getting used to.
It's a 15-yard penalty, sets up second down and 25 receivers in here. Shaw over the middle. Completes to Hardy. Hardy up to the 38, gets 11 yards back. Jamal Adams with a tackle, and now Hardy thought they were going to try to go a little hurry up. Instead, they're going to huddle up.
Smart play there by Shaw. Just get the ball into a receiver's hands and make up some of that distance. Right now you're in a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 situation here. Let's see what the veteran quarterback can do. Dan Quinn, the head coach, told us before the game he was really looking forward to getting Matt Schaub some quality reps in quality moments. This is one of them, 3rd and 9.
Appears to be some confusion offensively here for the Falcons. Play clock down to 1.
They like Hooper on this situation.
They just get the snap off, and the pass is complete to Hooper. But Hooper only gets 5. So 4th down coming up here for the Falcons. And that penalty against Ito Smith proved to be costly.
Austin Hooper, one of the absolute best outlets and weapons in the NFL when the quarterback needs to get rid of the ball quickly. A lot of those 3rd down situations. He's got an uncanny quickness, and now with his knowledge of the NFL game and knowledge of this system, he's been one of the standouts in camp.
Bosher gets the punt off. Roberts, fair catch signaled and made around the 11-yard line. A 46-yard punt by Matt Bosher. The defense for the Falcons coming back out. The quarterbacks, Matt Ryan, Matt Schaub, right there, joined by Garrett Grayson, looking at a couple of the plays from that series. 7-0 Jets lead the Falcons here. Just under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Justin Kutcher alongside Coy Wire and DJ Shockley. Teddy Bridgewater back out there at QB for the Jets. Powell in the backfield as they start at their own 12-yard line. On first down, the handoff is to Powell, nowhere to go. There is the rookie Deidrin Senat with a tackle.
And remember, we said they were going to get a talking to last series when they came out because they were just playing soft. Now we're seeing a different urgency. First preseason games are funny. These guys could be tired before they even get out there on the field, to GJ's point earlier, because you're so excited. You just need to calm your nerves. And we're seeing them also with quite a rotation. Different players lining up side by side. Deidrin Senat, their 3rd-round draft pick, in there with Terrell McClain, and they're rotating guys. Jack Crawford. They want to see who plays well, and in the end, it's who can play well beside Grady Jarrett, one of the brightest stars in the league.
2nd down, Bridgewater, play action. Completes the pass to Charles Johnson down the sideline, and Johnson has the first down up to the 36-yard line. A 22-yard completion. But let's go back to the previous play and check out this defensive tackle the Falcons are very high on.
Yeah, Deidrin Senat using his hands there and locating the ball carrier. He shows his athleticism. The guy's not tall. He's 6 foot. But he is built like a 300-pound bowling ball. I mean, the guy is stout as they come. That's a little bit of that athleticism that we see from Grady Jarrett. They're kind of built from the same mold, cut from the same cloth. That Aaron Donald type of short, stocky defender who can play with leverage and play with athleticism and quickness. We saw some of that there.
Handoff on first down to Powell, trying to bounce it backwards. He does. Powell still on his feet, finally goes down as he's tripped up by DeMonte Casey. Casey, who we saw, he left the previous extra point attempt. He was checked out for concussion protocol. He was obviously cleared back out there on the field.
Derek Shelby, great into the backfield, getting upfield, busting the play up. It all started with him, and then look at the swarm. This is the speed that this defense was built for. KZ having a heck of a game here early on, just with his intensity. He's playing with that violence when he arrives to the ball carrier. Really impressed with what we're seeing from him so far.
That is the end of the first quarter. The Jets lead the Falcons 7-0. We'll be back after this short timeout. Second quarter here in New York at MetLife Stadium. It's 7-0 Jets over the Falcons. Trenton Cannon now in at tailback. Bridgewater over the middle. His pass is complete again. Neil Sterling. There's the first down across midfield. During the last timeout, second-year defensive coordinator Marquand Manuel just chewing out his defense.
Yeah, remember we talked about it earlier here a few minutes ago that it just wasn't the Falcons standard, even in terms of effort. If there's one thing this defense better be doing, even if you're getting all your assignments wrong, you better be running to the football and playing with energy and attitude that man, that coach right there, brings better than any coach in the league.
And all of a sudden after the timeout, a 21-yard play for the Jets. Hand off to Cannon. Cannon. A lot of holes in the defense so far here for the Falcons. And a 6-yard run for Cannon. And the numbers don't look good for the Falcons here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and I want you to watch this next play because we're likely going to get another run here unless they see this as a chance to take a shot because they're at second and short. But if it is another run, watch the interior of the defensive line. That last play, they got blown off the ball. They got washed down, and you can't allow 5-6 yard runs in this league.
Second down and 4.
Yeah, this is checking to a run, it looks like.
It is the run. Little bobble on the handoff, but Cannon regains control and has the first down up to the 31. What do you see that you saw they were going to change to a run?
Well, I saw Teddy Bridgewater do something with his hands here. He kind of made it look like he was running. Sometimes you don't have to think too hard as a defender. But here you're going to see a fullback getting a great lead block. But that play right there, KZ, as good as he's been playing, as well as he's been playing, you have to make those one-on-one tackles. That's what this league's about. They try to exploit players, get one-on-one matchups. And if you can get him on the ground, you can stick around. Right there, KZ, off balance. Didn't shuffle his feet, get his feet underneath him before that.
Two tight ends.
There was that little run shimmy again. Did you see it? Now, see, it's a boot.
Bridgewater.
Fake the run.
Well, stop and go. Just picks up a few extra yards.
Bridgewater is someone that is getting kind of overlooked. You brought it up before. He was so excited thinking he was going to have a shot here. They bring in a #1 draft pick, first-round draft pick in Sam Darnold. But don't be surprised. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to be McCown. He's going to be the veteran starter in the league, and then Darnold will come in at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if Teddy Bridgewater is the guy who shows that he is worthy of that veteran starting job until Darnold's ready to go. If Darnold doesn't win it outright in the beginning, really impressed with Bridgewater. And this offensive system will work well for him.
Second down and 7 now. Hand off to Cannon. And this time Cannon gets wrapped up by Foye Oluku.
Foye is a guy that I'm looking forward to watching progress through this preseason. He's a guy who was a safety in college at Yale, so I think he's kind of smart. He can learn the playbook, right? He's good. But can he adapt to this level? He's bulked up a bit. They know he can run, and they like his talent. They think that he can be that Deion Jones type of fly-around guy and be able to cover tight ends. Right now, he's in a one-on-one matchup. It looks like with a tight end, should be a pass. We'll see how he does.
It's going to be a false start before the pass anyway.
Start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty remains. Third down.
Ben Ijalana gets called for the false start. So I want to go back to something you said. You said Yale means he's pretty smart. That must have taken a lot from a Stanford guy to say that.
Ivy League, I think they're pretty good, there when it comes to intellectual things. But
I've heard Yale is the Stanford of the East.
Fellas, but bringing up Foye, he talking about his versatility. In college, he played all 3 levels. He played down below, rushing the passer. He's playing linebacker. He's even played safety. Dan Quinn loves versatility, and he has it right here in Foye.
Well, now third down and 11 here for the Jets. Bridgewater swings it out to Cannon. And Cannon gets tackled by Foye Olukun.
Nice open field tackle there. It was just cover 3. He's dropping out in his zone. He has the flat. You have a shifty running back out in space. Did a great job of closing down the green in between and got him on the ground. Mark Emanuel happy with that.
And that's something Coach Quinn talked about in the open was these guys are going to be out here. They got to make sure they line up right, be fundamentally sound, and make the play when it's there. And you like to see that out of one of your young rookies, making a play, forcing them for a long field goal here.
Taylor Bertolet for a 45-yard field goal to make it 10-0. And Bertolet's kick is good. From 45 yards out, it's now 10-0 Jets over the Falcons here in the second quarter. Quarterback's coach for the Falcons is Greg Knapp. Helping out Matt Ryan, Matt Schaub. We'll talk about what he means to this team as this team tries to improve their red zone offense this year. That was an area of deficiency last year, despite making the playoffs, despite winning a game in the playoffs. Taylor Bertolet kicking deep. Marvin Hall, Isaiah Oliver. This will be a touchback for the Falcons. As far as Greg Knapp is concerned, DJ Shockley was a quarterback here for the Falcons. He knows a thing or two about Coach Knapp. What can you tell us about Coach Knapp, Shock?
Coach Knapp is a great guy, first off, but he's one of these type of coaches that you want on your staff. And he's going to be great for this Falcons offense simply because of what he brings. He's been around the league for a while, has some rapport with Steve Sarkisian, and he's come in and he's been able to add a few wrinkles to the throughout the season, as well as in the red zone and throughout this entire season.
So here is Matt Schaub in again at quarterback.
Was that Matt Schaub with hair in that photo, by the way?
Was that DJ Shockley not as strong as he is now? On first down, the pass to Logan Paulson over the middle. And Paulson is very close to that first down marker. The Falcons still looking for their first down of this half. They won't have it here. It'll be second and short as Neville Hewitt was able to make the tackle.
Logan Paulson brought in. He's going to be your blocking tight end to replace Levine Toilolo, who was excellent in that role for the Falcons before he took off to Detroit there. Coming up with a nice little catch to show he has that in his tool belt as well.
Ito Smith takes the handoff. Ito Smith, a lot of dancing. He's going to lose yards here on that second and short. When you want that running back to hit the hole and try to get that quick first down, he did the opposite.
I think we should maybe switch roles because that is great analysis by you, Justin Kutcher. You said it perfectly. I mean, we had the tight end coming back, a little misdirection, and it's designed, though, for that running back to get downhill right now. He hesitated, and he didn't need to do that. He can just lower that shoulder and push behind those big hogs for a first down. Now we're in the 3rd and 1. We'll see if we get a lead to the top of our screen there.
Shaw rolling over to his right, throws to Smith, and Smith is wrapped up immediately by Terrence Brooks. So they cannot convert on 2nd and short, 3rd and short. It's going to be 4th and 3. And let's take a look at our first quarter highlights presented by AT&T. In the first quarter highlights, it was Teddy Bridgewater able to find Isaiah Crowell for a 16-yard touchdown catch. That was the only scoring in that first quarter. Matt Ryan, just one series. And now a punt here for Matt Bosher. Trenton Cannon is back deep. Bosher, a high punt. Cannon, a fair catch. And Cannon makes the fair catch at the 19-yard line. A 49-yard punt by Matt Bosher. So far, that's been one of the strengths for the Falcons. Falcons football is back. There's still time to join the action at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season. Visit atlantafalcons.com/tickets to learn more. Second quarter, 8:41 to go here. 10-0 Jets are leading the Falcons. And the future for the Jets has now entered the game. Sam Darnold.
Look for a bootleg or a rollout to get this guy easing in to his first quarterback.
On first down, it's the handoff to Trenton Cannon. Cannon will pick up 3 yards, setting up 2nd down and 7. Sam Darnold, this team, the Jets traded up with the Colts from number 6 to number 3, plus 3 second-round picks. They weren't sure which quarterback was going to be around, but they got the guy that many people think they wanted in Sam Darnold.
Let's see if they fake that run now, have him pull it out and run a boot of some sort.
Andre Roberts in motion. Pass to Cannon, so the first pass for Darnold is a completion, but Damontae Kazee picks up his 6th tackle of this first half. No pickup on the play.
All over the field, isn't he? I mean, he even had to get checked for a concussion because he's really bringing it when he arrives, too. Very impressed with that young safety.
Cole, you bring up the observation of giving him something easy, and 9 times out of 10, most times they want a young quarterback to have an easy completion. On that particular route, he had a swing route and he had a curl route. An easy read to read that flat defender and get a throw out. So it's one of those type of things where they want to get him under control and get him comfortable right away.
3rd and 7. We'll see what likely will be a zone. They're showing blitz, but I'd expect those linebackers to drop back in zone coverage.
And the pass is complete to the tight end, Sterling, and Sterling has the first down, and this crowd loves it.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd even during commercial break when we heard these cheers and we said, what's that noise? What are they cheering about? In comes Sam Darnold, and you see him there, see the pocket presence, stepping up, buying himself some time. He got off his first read shock and found his tight end.
You had Anthony Winbush coming off the corner, and you probably would like him just to attack the quarterback, but he kind of shuffled his feet and gave Darnold time to find that receiver, and he made an easy throw, which was what they like to see, him in a comfortable spot.
And pretty cool to see Josh McCown cheering him on, liking what he's seeing. McCown trying to mentor the rookie Darnold out of USC. Before the snap, I believe we had a timeout called. Nope.
Timeout. New York Jets. They're first.
Todd Bowles in his 4th year as the head coach. You notice anything different about him? He's lost about 60 pounds since last year.
That's incredible.
36-8. That is the advantage for the New York Jets in the rushing department. Sam Darnold back in at quarterback. On 1st down and 10. Darnold escapes some trouble. Up the middle, will slide. Darnold gave himself up at the 35-yard line.
Great job in coverage there. Darnold looking to his first read, completely taken away, and then you see some of the athleticism there. I think Coach Bowles was a little upset about a little contact after the slide there, protecting that highly touted 1st-round pick. But great pickup, a great awareness for him to get what he can get. Ends up being a 2nd and 5 now after a headsy play to take off and run.
A handoff here is going to go for a loss. George Atkinson gets wrapped up by Tyson Graham. 2nd tackle of the game for Graham.
Tyson Graham's a guy who was signed by the Colts last year, released before the season.
That was one of those fundamental plays, guys, where you see the linebacker take on the defender with the right shoulder and then give his left shoulder to be able to make the play. Just a nice fundamental play there that DQ always talks about as well.
3rd and 7. Let's see if this defense can make the stop here. Get the Jets offense off the field. Darnold down the sideline trying for a back shoulder throw to Charles Johnson. Incomplete. There on the coverage was Bleedy Ray Wilson.
Falcons did a great job getting some pressure. Darnold had to get rid of that a little sooner than he would have liked to. Remember, we showed you those linebackers showing in the middle. They dropped out last time. This time they came on what's called an axe stunt. Duke Riley there with Foye Olakun, and they cross and wreak some havoc. Good blitz, good execution. Doing exactly what it's designed to do. Make that ball at the very least come out quickly.
Marvin Hall has some room to return the punt from the 20-yard line. And And Hall takes it across the 30, but a late flag comes flying in. A 48-yard punt, a 13-yard return, but let's wait to see what the call is.
I like what we're seeing so far out of Hall and the returns he's had. He's at least getting vertical right now. There's not a lot of dancing. You need that sense of urgency to get upfield now. If Andre Roberts gone, the return game wide open. And Hall,
during
with all
the return
that
of the
speed,
kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 36. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Kamal Ishmael there, veteran player.
So once again, the Falcons will have to start with the ball deep in their own territory. Linebackers coach Jeff Ulbrich speaking with his crew right here. Look at the total yards discrepancy between the Falcons and the Jets as the Falcons start at their own 17. Here on first down, the handoff to Justin Crawford. Crawford gets back to the line of scrimmage. Josh Martin there for the tackle. Dan Quinn, he can't be happy with what he's seen so far here in the first half.
Yeah, we have about 37 yards of offense and 30 more yards in penalties, right? So that you're moving backwards here, and there's no rhythm. The timing is off in the routes right now, and we're not talking about a lights out defense that they're facing either. So frustration, I'm sure, not getting quality reps out of these guys right now.
Shaw, low throw, but it is caught by Marvin Hall. An 8-yard completion will set up third down and 2. A nice job by Justin Crawford picking up the block.
Hall's showing some nice promise for this team, and especially in the special teams route. Right now, he wants to prove that he can be that go-to guy. If a Justin Hardy goes down, if a Calvin Ridley has some issues at some point in the season, and you need someone to step in, he wants to prove he can do that too. But he can really make a splash on this team this year. He has blazing speed, and they like what he can do potentially there in the return game.
Calvin Ridley at the bottom of your screen. The first-round pick out of Alabama on 3rd and 2. They swing it out to Crawford. Crawford tries to lower the shoulder, and he gets forward, and he's going to be very close to that first down marker. Darrell Roberts was there.
Nice job.
That was a heck of a play there by Crawford. An undrafted free agent rookie. He's the 3rd leading rusher in the Big 12 a season ago. And for him to lower his shoulder, you notice he didn't use his helmet. Smart headsy play there. He used his shoulders to drive, get low, and nearly pick up the first down. He's one of those guys that needs to prove, though, if he wants to spot on this team, he's going to have to earn it on special teams.
Matt Bosher on to punt. Trenton Cannon is back deep. Cannon from the 26-yard line, and Cannon slips as he gets to the 35-yard line. Well, right now it's time for the AT&T Meet the Rookies. Let's introduce you to the Falcons' first-round pick, wide receiver Calvin Ridley.
You ready to come to Atlanta?
Hell yeah, I'm ready.
Congratulations, man. Calvin, this is Coach, man. Congrats. I know. I just said welcome to the brotherhood. I can see everybody's excited.
The Atlanta Falcons select Calvin Ridley, wide receiver, Alabama.
You think about how talented of a player Calvin Ridley is. To have him available there at the 26th pick to join and to be able to learn from another Alabama player in Julio Jones.
He's so humble. He's so hardworking. He's a likable guy. He's the type of teammate you want to have if you're the Devontae Freeman there, spending time with the young rook. But yes, incredible promise from him.
Sam Darnold completes the pass to Trey McBride. McBride was wide open there.
Has to be surreal for Calvin Ridley. He's going to be playing in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the last time he played a game, he won a national championship with Alabama. So really exciting for him and his family.
Darnold over the middle, another completion. This time to Clive Walford. As we come up to the 2-minute warning here at MetLife Stadium.
Warning.
Sam Darnold and the Jets leading 10-0 with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. It may be the preseason, But Marquand Manuel and the defense, he's not happy with what he's seeing.
And those were the veterans, too, that he's yelling at. It's not just the young guys. They're letting these quarterbacks tear them up. 12 of 14 the Jets are in passing.
Darnold with plenty of time again, make it 13 of 15 as Charles Johnson makes the catch. And Damontae Kazee with his 7th tackle of the game, but it's an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2.
Darnold picking this defense apart right now. This is man-to-man coverage. Oliver with terrible technique. Backpedaling on his heels off the line, didn't get a hand on him. If you're going to be impressed, you better get a hand on him, right?
2nd and 2, Darnold. Easy pass to Atkinson. Atkinson will get a yard, and a timeout's going to be called here by Dan Quinn in Atlanta.
Atlanta, this is their first. A 30-second timeout.
3rd and 1 is coming up. And the Falcons make a stop here. And you almost wonder if this is 2-down territory right here for the Jets. But as far as the NFC South is concerned, last year, the toughest division in all of football. 3 teams made the playoffs out of the division.
Yeah, it's going to be the best division in football yet again. There's so much offensive firepower in the NFC South. No division has better quarterbacks. 2 of the last 3 MVPs have come from the division, and that's not even including Drew Brees, one of the greatest to ever play the game. You're talking about a grinder that these Falcons are going to have to sustain to make it back to the playoffs for a 3rd straight season. They were the only team last year to make it in back-to-back years from the NFC.
3rd and 1, handoff, Atkinson, he's got the 1st down and more. Atkinson runs out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
Remember we having our meetings yesterday, and I was going to say the tool to the game is tackle, and you're looking at me like, why tackle? Of course, in the preseason games, the little things, I mean, they stand out. This is an easy tackle. Look at this, a wide open. That's Tyson Graham there. I mean, those are plays that do not fly with Coach Quinn, that do not fly with Marquand Manuel. You're not going to get many more reps in the preseason to show that you belong if you're putting that on film.
It's the 3rd missed tackle of the half.
Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty remains. 1st down.
Jonathan Harrison gets called for the false start.
Yeah, would not want to be on the Falcons defense when that halftime rolls around and they're going to be walking into that locker room with their tail between their legs, because they are going to get ripped by Marquand Manuel and Dan Quinn.
We all had the chance to talk to Marquand Manuel, Coach.
Having some technical issues with DJ Shockley's mic down on the field. 1st and 15.
He's probably squeezing it too tightly. His biceps, I don't know what he's been doing. Just relax, Shock. Let the mic breathe.
Darnold steps up, pressured, lofts one towards the sideline, and that is complete to Clyde Walford. A beautiful touch pass there by Sam Darnold, goes for 18.
Tyson Graham again there is in a cover 3, and then this play took a long time to develop. So you got to get on the defensive line a little bit there, but Tyson Graham not in his zone, allowed the defender, the receiver to get behind him there. Just the basics are not there for this defense right now.
It's 1st and 10 from the 15. The Jets just having their way with 1:14 to go. Darnold zips one in to Trey McBride, and we've got the flag coming as a helmet pops off. Damontae Kazee with a tackle. McBride's helmet comes off, and that's usually a pretty good sign there's going to be a flag.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that penalty this preseason already. Initiating contact with the helmet. We had 1 player in the league already ejected, which is a new rule. Shamarko Thomas from the Colts was kicked out of the game for that.
Personal foul, number 27 defense, lowering of the head to initiate contact. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal, and a 1st down.
Nice zip there by Darnold. You're seeing him get rid of that ball quickly, a quick release. But here comes Duke Riley missing a tackle. And then there's Kazee. I mean, it's you initiate contact with your helmet, and you're going to have those issues. And so what do you do as a defender? How in the world do you tackle a guy? In some situations it's going to be tough, right? You have to almost turn your head and it's tough. You have to think my shoulder pads are my weapon.
Darnold on 1st and goal from the 3 goes through the hands of Charles Johnson. This is in detail what you're talking about, this helmet rule.
Yeah, and we're not talking just defenders, right? Here's an offensive player initiating contact. That's an unnecessary roughness. Anytime that helmet is being used as the weapon, initiating contact, you're going to get flagged. Now, here's the automatic ejection. We all remember Willie Moe, and oh my goodness, was it fun to watch him lower the boom. But if you get into a position which is a linear position, you get down where your body's almost parallel to the ground in that billy goat posture, that's the automatic ejection.
It's Cannon looking for somewhere to go. Gets filled by Justin Zimmer.
Timeout.
Again,
Atlanta,
we're talking about this,
their second.
The helmet rule and the
timeout.
ejections. And why is that? I mean, we've got to protect the players, right? There have been 49 rule changes in the league since 2002 to protect players from concussions or to strengthen medical protocols. And the concussion diagnoses have gone up. Each of the last 2 years, they're trying to change the game, make it safer. We're in that kind of weird purgatory right now. This is the way the game has always been played. It's torturous for the players because they don't know any different. It's going to take time for them to adjust. We're going to see a lot of that penalty this year, but in the end, it's going to be a great thing to make the game safer.
It's 3rd and goal from the 4 now here for the Jets. Under a minute to go in this first half.
That back's going to come out quick, essentially going to get 5 out in the route.
Darnold to the end zone, touchdown. And a flag is thrown. Hang on.
Looks like he's going to get it.
Offensive pass interference against Charles Johnson.
Yeah, and he knew it right away. Justin Bethel.
Pass interference. Offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. 3rd down.
The old vet in his 7th year, he knew right away. I like how he's slow playing that. He's not going to let the guy, he's not going to get over top of the guy, but he ended up doing so because of that push-up. But watch Darnold here, looking off the defense. He knows this zone, these linebackers like to sit there and shuffle towards the action. Headsy play there, looking them off, coming back and firing right now. Heck of a play by the quarterback.
And the Falcons force a field goal attempt here on 3rd and goal from the 14. Darnold stepping up. He can run. He does, and he throws to the corner of the end zone. This time it's a touchdown by Charles Johnson. No pass interference. And the first touchdown for Sam Darnold.
That feels good. Big question is, can he handle the pressure? That's one way to alleviate some of it. Go out there on your first night in front of a home crowd and throw a touchdown. You can see there the old vet taking his eyes off of his man. Got his eyes back to the quarterback. Heck of a job by the receiver coming back to the ball, creating that separation.
Taylor Bertolet on for the extra point. Another 10-play scoring drive for the Jets. Sam Darnold, the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, on 3rd and goal from the 14, able to step up and find his man Charles Johnson in the corner for the end zone, for the touchdown.
Highest drafted quarterback for the Jets since Joe Namath in 1965, taken 3rd overall. Can he handle the pressure? He's expected to bring this team and this city back to prominence.
Well, he was drafted 3rd. Saquon Barkley was drafted 2nd by the Giants. He made his debut here at the stadium last night. The 1st overall pick, Baker Mayfield, he made his debut last night for the Cleveland Browns here against the Giants. And it's 17-0 with 46 seconds to go here in the first half. The Jets leading the Falcons. It's Marvin Hall back deep with Isaiah Oliver. It'll be Hall with a running start at the 2. And Hall got bumped as he goes across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Well, coming up this month, that's right, we'll get back to the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium We'll be there next Friday against the Chiefs at 7 p.m. Then we're at Jacksonville on the 25th and home for the finale against the Miami Dolphins.
Illegal formation, kicking team. Atlanta has chosen the option of having the 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
So in the kicking team, illegal formation, that could be, here are the rules. And maybe if we have that graphic yet again, you have 5 players have to be on each side of the ball, right? You have to have minimum of 2 players outside the numbers and 2 players inside the hashes. So it's looking like here inside the hashes, are they not counting this guy outside or inside the hash? Maybe not. That might have been what they called. Not on the hash.
Look at you.
Inside. I can draw. That was a horrible circle. By the way.
You did not major in arts and crafts.
I did not.
So again, it's Marvin Hall and Isaiah Oliver back. As now Taylor Bertolette will kick off from the 30 with 41 seconds to go here in this first half. A lot of teaching points will be made in the locker room at the half for Dan Quinn and the Falcons. From the 5 is Hall. Hall runs into his own players and he takes it out to the 23-yard line. First half, defensively hasn't been pretty, and offensively essentially nothing going.
Sloppy. You're having essentially more penalty yards than you have on offensive yards. And then on defense, you're so undisciplined, right? You're not doing the little things. And this is not a complicated defense. This is one of the most simple schemes in the league. That's what allows the guys to play fast and furious. And there's a lot of lack of discipline being shown out there tonight, and they're going to hear about it. I suspect we'll see a much different team, much different body language in the second half.
Shaw dumps it off to Justin Crawford. Crawford will get 3 yards. As the clock winds down, they have 1 timeout remaining, but not going to use it. Shaw over the middle. Eric Saubert with a catch, and that's a first down. And that is the first down of the half.
Atlanta, this
for the
is their
Falcons.
3rd and final timeout.
And that comes with 10 seconds to go here in the half.
A 30-second timeout.
An offense that we know is going to get better. But I think everyone is fairly shocked right now that right there was the first down of the evening.
Yeah, there were a lot of good things in year 1 under Steve Sarkisian, right? And they averaged 5.9 yards per play. That was the 3rd best mark in the league. The offensive line was outstanding. They allowed the 3rd fewest sacks in the league. And they have the highest 3rd down conversion percentage as well. But right now, I mean, they're looking like they're at the bottom of the league in every category.
Pass to Saubert. Saubert able to get out of bounds. Stops the clock with 5 seconds to go, and make sure to stay with us at the half. We'll let you know about some updates around Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Atlanta, great stat for you right now. 10 for 10 passing, but 0 points. And just not moving the ball.
And they will take a knee to head into the locker room, trailing 17-0 to the New York Jets. Not the start the Falcons were hoping for here in their first preseason game of the season. But that is the end of the first half, with the Jets leading the Falcons 17-0. We'll be back after this short timeout to talk about the first half. You know Dan Quinn not happy with that performance. Atlanta Falcons preseason football is sponsored in part by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. And by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just about set to start the third quarter. Time for the Equifax Sideline Report. Let's check in with DJ Shockley. Can't wait to find out what he found out.
He was pretty fired up. He wanted more scrimmage. They weren't getting a lot of movement. Simply, it's the execution. He wants to see more of that, and it had to happen here in the second half, but he was.
Well, unfortunately, our technical difficulties with Shock on the sidelines continue, and unfortunately, even more so, I'm not a great lip reader. Marvin Hall on the return gets tackled at the 15-yard line.
Shock, don't worry, it was still great TV. You look fantastic.
You look great. You looked great. That's what's important.
My man, Shock.
Everybody watching at the bar, they couldn't hear anyway.
That's right. Think about that way.
All right, so now we've got Kurt Benkert in at quarterback here for the Falcons. Free agent out of Virginia, a 2-year starter for the Cavaliers. And already a timeout taken by the Jets as they were not set up defensively. So that's obviously not what you want coming out of halftime. On the very first play from scrimmage, you're forced to burn a timeout. Again, it's the preseason, it's the first game, but you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, we have 10 penalties in total in this game already. They just keep racking up. A lot of sloppy play, and it's cliche to say that it's the preseason, right? We're expecting to see this, but what we want to see is some guys flash. Who is going to fill out the bottom part of this roster? Who's going to start to show that they want to be included in the brotherhood?
Benkert taking the shot down the field, and that's the first pass down the field, and it's completed to Dontez Byrd. A 25-yard completion as Byrd was able to beat J.J. Wilcox.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive coordinator's mindset right now. Let's go down a bit. There was a 90% completion rate in the first half, a lot of short passes. Now we're starting to open it up and starting to see taking some chances down the field. Great throw and catch there.
Longest play from scrimmage for the Falcons. Longest play for the game. Here on first down, hitting the backfield is Crawford, as he got hit by Josh Martin in the backfield. A loss of 3, and after that completion, yeah, some of the guys fired up along the sidelines. It's about time. And if you're a rookie, an undrafted free agent rookie like Dontez Byrd, and you made that catch after the first half of what the veterans were doing?
Yeah, after you got reamed out in the locker rooms. Yeah, I was listening, Coach.
Benkert, a flag is thrown. Let's find out what this flag is for. It's going to be a false start, looks like, against the Falcons.
Five-yard penalty remains, second down.
Well, Kurt Benkert, the third quarterback we've seen thus far for Atlanta. Matt Ryan was in for one series. Matt Shaw played the rest of the first half, and here is Benkert.
Who's going to be that third quarterback, or the practice squad quarterback, right? And Benkert's an interesting character. He started out at ECU. He tore his ACL after being named a starter. And then, he ended up going to UVA, where he set a school record for passing yards in a game. He had 455 yards in the game. He's just very bright, very smart guy. I was watching him on the field earlier. I like his footwork. I like his mechanics. He's making some decent decisions right now. And have a little bit of life. We have a third down coming up. We'll see if we can get another first down here, of which there have not been many for this Falcons offense in this game.
3rd and 7 after the completion to Devin Gray. And another flag.
Like Saubert might have get a little bit of a false start there. The tight end, who's been having a heck of a camp.
False start, offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty remains, third down.
They got Austin Pastor on that. he's been struggling in pass protection. We had quarterback getting pressured. He missed his block in a run game as well. Now to have a penalty thrown on top of you.
Now it goes from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12. Pressure coming. Bankert steps up. Bankert pumps once and does a nice job to find Devin Gray again for another first down. And that was a good play by the quarterback, Bankert.
Yeah, you saw him have the awareness. He felt that pressure coming from the left side of the line, and he had the awareness to step up, buy himself some more time, keep the eyes downfield. He sees his receiver, lets it rip before the getting to the line of scrimmage. Headsy play there by the quarterback. You got a first down, keep the chains moving on a 3rd and 12. Great conversion.
Falcons QBs are now 13 for 13. Play action, taking the shot towards the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Reggie Davis. Let's check in with Shock once again. Now that we've got our technical issues settled, you look so good on that previous report. Now I want to hear how well you sound.
I appreciate it, Justin. But it's interesting talking to Coach Quinn before we came out. He was really excited about getting the second half started because he said that's not the way this football team goes out in practice, and they surely should not play like that. But he's looking forward to the execution. He wanted to see the run game get going. He wanted to see some more guys pushing the line of scrimmage. So this is a good start to the second half, actually.
Here, the handoff is to Crawford. No room to go, but a flag is thrown again. I tell you what, the officials might get tired throwing all the flags.
Yeah, they're not being shy with the yellow hanky tonight.
Tony Correnti, our referee for tonight's game.
Need to see some sort of rush game develop here for Dan Quinn's offense. Really struggling.
Illegal blocking back, offense number 15. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That's against Christian Blake, the free agent rookie. 3rd penalty against the Falcons on this drive.
Yeah, I want to see the development of a run game here of some sort. $5 yards total rushing for this offense. You want to run that stretch zone and get it working because your pass game develops off of that, right? And right now the Jets aren't worried about a run game at all.
False start, offense number 75. 5-yard penalty will remain 2nd down.
We're going to have to get Tony Correnti some water. He's having to talk too much.
I still can't believe you said Bowles lost 60 pounds. That's like he was carrying you around last year, and now he's not.
I bet you wouldn't be able to guess his weight within 3 pounds.
No, it's a gift. I will work at the Carnival someday.
2nd and 25, and that pass was out in front of the running back, Justin Crawford.
Seeing Pastore there again, getting pushed back into the lap of the quarterback, and he's not having much time to get that throw out. You had 2 open receivers there, but you're not going to be very accurate when you're not able to follow through and you're getting pressured.
So 3rd and 25 after what was looking like a nice little drive here by the Falcons. But after a couple of penalties, backed up to their own 48-yard line. Bankert, delayed handoff to Crawford. Crawford, a good move, able to get up to the 45-yard line.
Quinn may go for it here. It looks like he's going to put his punt team out there. He likes to go for it on 4th down. They're well across the midfield line. And you feel like you want to see more offense. You want to see something, right?
There's going for it, and there's going for it on 4th and 18.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's one of those games. And you want to see your personal protectors. You want to see your wings in the punt game. We know what Basha can do.
Trying to pin the Jets back deep in their territory. Fair catch. Signaled, muffed. A chance for the Falcons to recover. Ball is still loose. And the scrum for the ball. Let's wait to see who has it. And it's going to be recovered by the Jets. It was nearly that chance for the Falcons to get something going. Trenton Cannon, who muffed the punt, was able to recover it.
The worst feeling in the world for a special teamer trying to make the team.
First and 10 from the 5 here for the Jets to go up against this Falcons defense. Darnold, bootleg, out to his left. Darnold will now just scamper and dive forward as the ball comes loose, but he was down.
Darnold getting up hobbling there. He is walking back to the huddle. That's a good sign for the Jets. Another good sign for the Jets. He's looking a lot like he looked in a USC Trojans uniform, right? I mean, he's not out there looking like a rookie. The eyes wide, deer in headlights look. I mean, he's got command of what he's doing out there. And he was late coming into camp, so that was a question. Is he going to be up to speed on the offense? But this guy is a no-nonsense type of fella. I mean, he's not flashy. He studies the heck out of the playbook, and he's looking good in this Jets offensive scheme so far tonight.
He got 3 yards there. Here, a handoff to Cannon, and an arm tackle made by Bleedy Ray Wilson. First tackle of the game for Ray Wilson.
Heck of the tackle there, securing it, wrapping up, because that was going to be out the gate if he missed that one.
To me, right now for the Falcons, coming out of halftime, they had a muff punt to the Jets. You have a chance here to make a statement defensively. Can you force a punt? Can you get off the field?
And in great field position for your offense, right? So this is it. You know, you're pinning back your ears if you're one of these defensive ends. Let's see if they can get after this quarterback and at least force a quick throw. We got press man across the board. It's going to be tough for Darnold to find a window.
Pressure coming. He gets rid of it and trying to break free, and doing just that is Neil Sterling. Breaks free the tackle from Tyson Graham. Graham was there, but just couldn't take down Sterling, who's 6'4", 255. But Sterling is hobbling now as he goes to the sideline.
He's had a heck of a night so far for the Jets. He's been targeted quite a bit from Bridgewater and Darnold as well. Good concept there. Had crossing routes in natural pick form. That's why our Falcons defender there was a bit behind.
On first down, Cannon with a burst of speed up to the 21-yard line, tackled by Deidrin Sanat, gets 5 yards.
There's Sanat there, that 300-pounder in a 6-foot frame, you know, short, stout. Didn't see much of that there, right? I mean, this was just a downhill, man-up run play, and they get 5 yards when it looked like nothing, right? I mean, they just mashing the interior of that defensive line. I want to see if we can be stout, because this defense is predicated off of those linebackers being able to run freely. Those defensive tackles need to be stout in the middle, anchored down.
Darnold drops it off, and a good open field tackle by DeMonte Casey. As we go down and check in once again with Shock.
We got a special guest down here, is MVP quarterback Matt Ryan. Matt, now let's start off with this. Now, in the offseason, you had 2 boys, Marshall and Johnny. How's it feel to be a dad right now?
Feels pretty good, man. It's a lot of fun with those guys, and changes your perspective on a lot of things, and we're really fortunate to have those 2 guys.
Year 2 under Sarkisian, there's a lot of talk about you guys have had a great rapport here in the second season. What has that been like in this offseason, getting to him and getting in there and being able to establish yourselves in the second year?
I think it's been huge. You know as well as anybody, I mean, continuity is huge coming into a second year in the offense. He's got an understanding of what we have from a personnel standpoint. We've got an understanding of what he's going to call in certain situations. So I feel like we're a lot further along at this time of the year than we were last year.
To say you have a couple weapons on this offense may be an understatement. What is it like to have so many guys that you can walk out there and they can make plays at any given time?
It's awesome. You know, it's so fun to be a part of a team where you have so many unselfish guys, but so many guys that are capable of taking over a game at any time. So we're fortunate to have those guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun playing with them this year.
All right, man. Stay healthy. Look forward to a great season, all right? All right. Justin Coy.
All right, thank you very much to both Shock and to Matt Ryan. Isaiah Oliver back to return the punt at the 30. And Oliver gets back to the 35. So Matt Ryan has a couple of kids. He's a new dad, as is Coy Wire. We've got some Falcons fans here in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. Right now, the Falcons trail 17-0 with 6:21 to go here in this third quarter. Kurt Bankert in at quarterback on first down. The handoff is to Malik Williams, and Williams goes backwards for a couple of yards. It's a loss of 2 on that play.
It's tough to get anything going on offense when you have absolutely no run threat. There are 11 rushes for 11 yards on the night.
That's 1 yard per carry.
You did not go to Yale and you got that. I mean, goodness gracious. But tough situations, right, for your quarterback. I mean, you're not helping him out at all.
Bankert lofts one. Jump ball caught. Devin Gray goes up for it, brings it down. The rookie out of Cincinnati picks up 30.
How about Bankert, too? Letting it fly. Incredible job on a couple deep throws now. And he's not having any qualms about it. Going after it, that's the type of thing that can breathe some life into an offense, right? You're finally in the opponent's territory. You're down 17-zip. You need something, and Bankert's been the guy providing it so far.
They'll try a play action. Bankert rolling out. Now he's going to get chased out of bounds by Mike Pennell. Right now it's time for Winning in the Trenches, presented by Georgia Power. Let's check out Brandon Fusco. Fusco was signed as a free agent from San Francisco. In the depth chart behind Wes Schweitzer at the right guard position.
He also creates depth at that position, whether, you know, Schweitzer ends up retaining his job. Coach Quinn raved about Schweitzer not backing down, like, hey man, you're gonna have to come get this job. But you know, he's gonna provide depth with Garland and Schweitzer there at the guard position anyways.
That run right there by Malik Williams just ruined the 1 yard per carry average. He just picked up 9.
And now we're rolling. The ice has been broken.
So 3rd and 4 is coming up here. And this is the situation where I think you're in 2 down territory. Obviously you want to convert on 3rd and 4, but if you don't, you go for it.
And we're going to watch the bottom of the screen here. Look for Saubert to try to get the action, and if not, he's going to want to hit the back off of it. Here comes the back. There he is.
Bankert able to hit the back, Malik Williams, and that is enough for the first down.
Good read by Bankert there. I mean, he wanted Saubert if it was available, right? But then you have the back sneaking out behind him. It creates kind of a natural pick for that linebacker who's got to cover him. I like what I'm seeing out of Bankert. I mean, he's going against a lot of undrafted rookies out there for the Jets, but making his reads, stepping up into his throws, showing poise and confidence, and moving the offense more than it's been moving all night.
Yeah, the second word you used, I think, is the best one: confidence.
Yeah.
Bankert pumps, pressure coming, throws, incomplete. He got hit nowhere.
That could have been a pass interference there. He tried to run a double move, and the defender, I guess, stood his ground, and that's probably why the flag wasn't thrown. But yeah, Bankert trying to go for the pump and then send him deep yet again to Christian Blake. Trying to make some noise out there, Bankert is.
The pressure came from Pennell. The pass was intended for Christian Blake. So 2nd down and 10.
To the bottom of the screen there.
The handoff to Williams, the spin move. He takes it up to the 20-yard line. Hey, Falcons fans, score a touchdown with low tire prices at Kaufman Tire, the official tire retailer of the Atlanta Falcons. Visit KaufmanTire.com to find a store near you. 3rd and 6 here for Atlanta with 2:50 to go here in this third quarter. The first sustained drive of the game here for the Falcons. Bankert stepping up, has some room to run. He'll run for the first down. He'll get the first down. Terrence Brooks brings him down. A 9-yard scamper there by Bankert. He saw a ton of green and took advantage of it.
Savage. I like the young fella. He's looking for his option route. It's taken away. He steps up in the pocket, still wants to go with it, and then says, you know what? I'm going to get this first down all on my own. Seeing a little bounce and pep in the step of the offense for the first time tonight.
1st and 10 now from the 13 here for the Falcons. Williams again using that spin move to get inside the 10 down to the 8. Picks up 5, 2nd down and 5. Malik Williams, 6'3", 215 out of Louisville.
He doesn't look that big, does he? And that's because he's quick. He's got great quickness for a big fella. And another great block by Ricky Ortiz, the fullback, the undrafted free agent out of Oregon State. He was started at Baltimore, but he's one of those guys that if he can show that he can stick in those blocks and play some special teams, he'll find himself a spot. Red zone, huge for the Falcons. Let's see.
It's Williams again on the carry, keeps those legs churning, and he is right by that first down marker. Last year, red zone efficiency, this Falcons team was 23rd in the NFL.
Yeah, and everyone's saying, hey, Sark, why don't you get the ball to Julio Jones? I mean, you know, the guy is not showing up in the red zone, but it's because he's being double and triple teamed. So my thing is, who's going to step up? Someone else has to be that playmaker that you can go to. They like what Hooper can do down there. They're hoping some of these running backs can get in the action this year.
Williams could not get the yard they needed on 3rd and 1. Instead, he's going to lose a yard. Anthony Wentz with a tackle for a loss.
So Quinn's putting in 11 personnel, so we'll have 1 back. We'll have 3 wide receivers out there, 1 tight end. And Saubert is one of them. We got about 15 seconds on the play clock here, so they're going to have to hustle, get to the line. Not going to be much time. They're having some communication issues, it looks like.
Probably call a timeout.
Yeah, going to call a timeout here and reset. And
you can see Bankert. He's high-fiving all of his linemen right now. They will call the timeout.
I like the leadership being shown out.
Actually, end of the third quarter, they won't even need to run it.
There we go.
So they will have a 4th and 2 from the 5 when we come back. At the end of 3, it's 17-0, New York. Fourth and 2 from the 5 to open up the 4th. Lofted towards the corner. There's contact. No flag is thrown. The pass was intended for Devin Gray, who had the long completion before. Derek Jones there on the coverage, so a turnover on downs here as the Jets will take over at their own 5. 17-0. Jets lead the Falcons here in the 4th. Second straight possession for the Jets, starting at their own 5-yard line. Sam Darnold under center. Trenton Cannon in the backfield. On first down, the handoff to Cannon, slips yet another tackle. This time he breaks the tackle of Garrison Smith. That's the 4th missed tackle of the game by the Falcons. Emmanuel Smith gets credit for the tackle. A look at the stats through 3 quarters. And really, a lot of those numbers were shifted because of what we saw just take place on that last drive, courtesy of Kurt Bankert. The Jets only had 17 yards in that third quarter. Darnold on 2nd down and 7. Deon McFadden with the tackle.
It'll be interesting to see what Marquand Manuel will call here on a 3rd and 4. Darnold's did such a great job of buying some time, stepping up, finding an open receiver. Do you go zone and keep your eyes on the quarterback? Or do you go man and hope that your defensive line can get it done? They have those 2 linebackers walked up in the gaps to show blitz. Most likely going to come out into coverage. There they go.
Darnold taking the shot down the field, and it's incomplete to his running back, Trenton Cannon, who wasn't looking for it, never saw it.
Yeah, you had Chris Lammons there in coverage. Neither of them saw it. They are looking up right to where those bright lights would be in the corner of the end zone. That's the only thing I can think of, because Darnold had a man, and he'd been able to adjust to that ball. It was going to be a heck of a game.
So now it is a 3-and-out forced by this Falcons defense, trying to build on some momentum by that last drive. Lachlan Edwards will have to punt from his own end zone. Isaiah Oliver standing at his own 41-yard line. Fair catch signaled and made at the 46. Contact was made.
His own player.
But they're going to say it was his own player. Well, the Falcons with good field position, though. A better second half for the Falcons than the first half, but still no score. But this is the best starting field position as they start at their own 46. On first down, the handoff to Terrence McGee. And McGee will get 3 yards on first down, setting up 2nd down and 7.
One thing that leading to some of this sloppiness, this lack of execution, the guys out there looking like they're not knowing what they're doing. 30 rookies on the roster right now for the Atlanta Falcons. That's a lot. As comparison, the Jets only have 14. So a lot of young guys just getting their first opportunity on a really big stage.
Bankert rolling out to his left, buying time. Now he's going to run, and he's going to get chased out of bounds, shy of the first down marker. Let's check out Emory Healthcare, My Falcons Journey of Alex Gray. Alex Gray was a rugby player.
Rugby star, huh? 8-year pro, named England's Player of the Year in 2015. This is a guy who barely missed playing in the Olympics. He had an injury that prevented him from doing so. But,
maybe they should start every football player playing rugby, because did you see his tackling technique? No helmet, never tried to lower the head. A handoff to McGee goes nowhere.
Those rugby players, though.
Play recovered by number 41 of Atlanta. 4th down.
It was a fumble recovered by McGee.
Alex Gray, one thing he said is he had to unlearn everything he knew about a contact sport, which is a lot like football, but it's nothing like football. He had to relearn a lot of things in his transition from rugby. There, of course, is some crossover. You have Nate Ebner, for Super Bowl champion for the Patriots. He was a star for Team USA in Rugby 7. Heck of a rugby player, made the transition. We're seeing quite a bit of that. European guys or guys just who grew up playing rugby, getting some opportunities and looks.
Going for it on 4th and 4, a drop pass here by McGee. He had pressure coming at him. So a turnover on downs here around midfield for the Falcons here in the 4th quarter, trailing by 17. Sam Darnold, the highly touted rookie out of USC, 12 of 16, 83 yards and a touchdown. His NFL debut in this preseason game. Josh McCown started, Teddy Bridgewater came in, and then it's been Sam Darnold ever since. As they take over at the 48. On first down, Atkinson gets tackled by Deontay Burton, picks up 5. We'll make our way back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the home of the Falcons, next week, as these Falcons will host the Kansas City Chiefs, one of 3 teams who have made it to 3 straight playoffs. The Chiefs, the Steelers, and and the Patriots. All coming out of the AFC. 2nd down and 5. That's, of course, what these Falcons have a chance to do this year. Darnold, play action. Good movement in the pocket, throws, and that is incomplete. No flag is thrown. Ardarius Stewart, the intended receiver.
Heck of a play by Leon McFadden there. That was a long way to go. He started on one side of the field, and it took a long time to develop those Yankee routes, Yankee concepts as they're called. Tough. I mean, you're trying to get on your horse. He didn't have any help from the opposite side on that. He did a heck of a job getting his hand in there, and without disrupting the receiver at all. Excellent play by the 5th-year vet out of San Diego State.
3rd and 5. Falcons bringing pressure. Darnold, he gets sacked. First sack of the game for the Falcons, who had 39 as a team last year. And that is a big one.
Here's that 2 linebackers lined up in the A-gaps like we showed before. They had been running some stunts before. This was just straight pressure, straight hit your gap, and what outstanding get off on that. The offensive lineman didn't stand a chance. And what I liked about it too is turning the shoulder, getting skinny, as they say, shooting through that gap.
Jonathan Celestin with the sack. Forces the punt here for Lachlan Edwards. Isaiah Oliver, fair catch, made at the 15.
They're partying back in Jonesboro, Georgia. Celestin getting in on that sack.
Falcons football, it's back. There's still time to join the action at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season. Visit AtlantaFalcons.com/tickets to learn more. 10:04 to go here in the 4th quarter. 17-0. Jets lead the Falcons. Justin Kutcher alongside a couple of former Falcons, Coy Wire and DJ Shockley. Banker. That pass is incomplete, off the hands of Taj Williams. I mentioned one of those former Falcons, DJ Shockley. Let's check in with Shock.
Down here with a guy who most Falcons fans would say was a Pro Bowler last year, looking for great things out of Grady Jarrett this season. Grady, what was your mindset after the season you had last year coming into this one?
You know, I just wanted to get better in every facet of my game. Just get back on the grind, find the things I can improve on, and just try to take my game to another level.
You guys were a top 10 defense last year. How do you guys improve on that and continue to be the defense that you want to be coming into this season?
Yeah, without a doubt, I feel like we watch the things that we could do better as far as from last season. Being a top 10 defense last year, we think we can only get better as the things keep going on. So, I mean, that's our goal, to improve in every facet, run game, pass game, and get to the quarterback some more. So we're excited.
You're the anchor of that defensive line. Now, you add a couple new guys. You draft Deidre Sanat. Jack Crawford comes back. Talk about the additions of those guys to play alongside you this season.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. It's been good having Deidre come in, McClain getting Jack back. So, I mean, we got some weapons up front, getting Tack all the way back healthy, Vic ready to go again, full-time D-line. So, I mean, we're excited, man. We got some good guys ready to hunt up front.
All right, man. Expecting big things. Have a good year, Grady.
Without a doubt, man. Thank you.
All right, Justin Coy, back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. This was a penalty that just took place. A face mask.
Yeah, actually, not just grabbed, he ripped the helmet off.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the 30. Bankert hands off to Justin Crawford, who gets tripped up in the backfield by Dylan Donahue, a loss of 3 on the play.
Matt Gano there got pushed right back into the lap of the running back, had nowhere time to even think about where he would want to run if he could. He's a strong fella, 26 reps at the bench press at Wesley's pro day. Wesley College is where he's from. And right there, he just got walked right back into the backfield.
26 reps. What do you do, like 43?
I only did 29.
Okay. Bankert dumps it off. Good hands shown there by Crawford.
He's gotten some targets tonight. Crawford showing some shiftiness out of the backfield, the undrafted free agent rookie out of West Virginia. And again, I want to reiterate, we keep saying rookie, 30 of them 30. On this roster. It's a ton. It's more than double than what the Jets have on their roster. So a lot of young guys out here, and it's that's the reason for a lot of the sloppiness that we're seeing. These guys are out there, their heads are spinning. It's rare that you have a rookie come in the first preseason game and they're able to shine.
3rd and 6. Banker. And maybe a miscommunication on that. After doing 29 reps, this is what Coy Wire looks like.
I'm so glad that you guys photoshopped this. My implants look great. I paid a lot for them. And you used the high definition camera as well. It's a great time out there with a new dad, Matty Ice. I'm a new dad as well. My wife Claire and I have a 3-month-old baby girl at home. I told Mac to tell his twin boys to stop texting my girl. She's too young. No.
You guys already allow the kids to text. Unreal. Fair catch. Another muff punt here by Cannon. And the Jets have recovered again, but that's the second muff punt by Trenton Cannon. He's recovered both of them.
Number 40.
Well, we can say happy birthday to part of the media relations team on the Falcons, Matt Haley. He'll be partying tonight. In this first preseason game of 2018 for the Falcons as they trail 17-0 to the Jets. Sam Darnold has looked good here in his debut. Hand off to Cannon, who just recovered his second muff punt, but we've got a flag come flying in. Celestin with a stop.
It's two really nice plays by Jonathan Celestin, number 46, the rookie out of Minnesota. He's an undrafted free agent. He had the one and only sack on the night for the Falcons, and now making a heck of a play in the run game.
Holding defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's against John Cunningham. So that negates the nice play by Celestin.
Fourth quarter of these preseason games winding down, and it's been an awful game, right? I mean, there's not a lot of highlights out here, but all it takes is one big moment for one guy trying to make an impression, trying to stand out, trying to make this club. And so those are the guys you want to focus on and remember moving forward. How will they continue to progress as the preseason goes on?
Toss out to Cannon. He'll pick up a couple of yards. 2nd down and 8. McKendry Chirador with a stop. Also Jacob.
Don't hesitate. Tuitoi Mariner, baby. Yeah, it's a tough one, I know.
I just call him Jake
Tui.
or Tui.
They call him Tui for good reason, Kutch. But you know, the rookie there out of UCLA getting some action, had 12.5 sacks there as a Bruin.
That's why you went to Stanford.
With that long name across the back.
The run up the middle there by Cannon. A Falcons fan scored a touchdown with low tire prices at Kaufman Tire, the official tire retailer of the Atlanta Falcons. Visit KaufmanTire.com to find a store near you. 3rd and 4 coming up.
So last time they had a 3rd and short like this, Marquand Manuel brought both linebackers up into the A gap and sent them on a blitz. It's looking like this time he's going to try a bit of a different approach. It's about evaluating your talent. You want to see how can these guys cover, right? How can they play in zone? How are they looking to blitz? It's changing it up.
Well, the handoff to Cannon will come up a yard shy of the first down marker. Darnold already walking off the field. That'll bring the punt team on. Lachlan Edwards will punt, and Isaiah Oliver is going back deep to receive.
He's been back there for almost every punt tonight, hasn't he? They really want to get a look for him. A lot of fair catches going on. Hasn't had the opportunity, but they really like what they see in Isaiah Oliver. He's a 2-time All-Pac-12 decathlete at CU. A heck of an athlete.
They get a chance to return this one. Here is Oliver from the 19. And Oliver nowhere to go. Our drive of the game is presented by the North Georgia Honda dealers. It's a couple of plays made by Kurt Bankert. Bankert able to find Dantes Bird down the sideline. That was the first big play of the game here for the Falcons. And then again, a little pump finds Devin Gray. Bankert, he was the guy who kind of got things going offensively here for the Falcons as they take over now at their own 18.
Yeah, another big throw down the sideline to Devin Gray tonight, who made a heck of a catch. Money in the Bankert so far.
Bankert right there maybe made the wrong decision. He had Malik Williams open on the outside. Instead, tucked it.
Talking him up so much, and he hears us, and now he's getting a little too big for his britches. Didn't want to take the easy throw there. Has looked really good at times here, making some smart throws. There you go.
You ain't going too far, Paul.
Finding Malik Williams there.
Don't forget, after the game, stick around for Inside the Locker Room with Randy Waters from our Atlanta studio. David Archer, he'll have interviews with tonight's playmakers, plus Coy Wire and DJ Shockley will add their analysis of what has transpired tonight in the Meadowlands.
Shock, I like what I see right there. A simple throw, an out route by the slot receiver, and Bankert seemed to put it on the money.
Yeah, that's what you want to see right now, especially late in the ball game. You want to see quick decisions. Don't hold on to it. Don't take sacks. Get the ball out of your hands. Allow guys to make plays with it and move the football down the field, and that's what he's doing right now. And even though things haven't went well offensively, you still want to see things, put good things on tape that you can work on and say, hey, we did do some good things. Let's continue to build on that.
And a great opportunity to see Bankert in a, even though it's the 4 minutes left in the game, the 2-minute offense, right? I mean, they're down 17-0.
And this one's intercepted. Tipped at the line.
Just like that, get some momentum flowing. All it takes is one.
Neville Hewitt with the interception.
One big bear ball to disrupt the pass, and all of a sudden that falls right in the breadbasket of the defender. Xavier Cooper is the one who got his hand up there on it. The hand in the face of Bankert. Creating a turnover. Let's see what this young defense does now, right? I mean, you turnover, you're sitting on the bench drinking your Gatorade, thinking that you have some time, your offense is starting to move. All of a sudden, defense on the field. Turnover, and now you're in your own territory. Let's see what they can do here against Sam Darnold, the number 3 overall pick, who's been looking solid tonight.
Guys, I want you to bring us inside the mindset of a player after you've waited all training camp to play your first preseason game. Whether you're a rookie, whether you're a veteran, whatever it may be, and you come out and you put this on film. What is your mentality now going forward for the next game?
Well, I mean, first thing, I remember back to my rookie days, and if my head coach was out there like Oscar the Grouch, because we've been playing so horribly, I am scared to death of those meetings the next day, because I know I'm going to get reamed out with the whole defense.
The offensive right tackle was uncovered. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So you're nervous. I mean, these guys probably not going to sleep tonight. They're going to try to go and see, like, if they recorded it on their iPad, can they go back and watch the game? Can they log it? They're going to want to see as soon as they can, how did I look on film? How am I going to grade out? And they'll get that grade sheet, and there are going to be a lot of minuses on there. Not a lot of guys graded out well tonight. So these guys are going to be nervous about it. This wasn't a good look for their first live action, and they were probably really excited about it, and now they're going to be feeling really bad after this one.
Yeah, Coy, it's tough for rookies because if you think about it, you only have 3 more chances to put something good on film, and for some of them, they won't see the field in the 3rd game. So it's one of those situations you think about, I have to try and put some better things on film, especially as I play later in the 2nd and the 4th game. But in this first game, you're a little anxious, you're a little upbeat, but when things don't go your way, you got to find a way to bounce back and you got to learn. I think this is going to be a good learning situation for a lot of these young guys. Coach Quinn is going to be very critical. Marquand Manuel is going to be very critical. Coach Sarkisian is going to be the same way. And they want to see how these guys respond, not only in the games, but next day in practice. Do they sulk or do they find a way to get better?
I think better than anyone in the league, perhaps. This organization finds a great way to develop young talent.
Right.
Guys like Marquand Manuel, the number of former NFL players they have on the roster as coaches, is outstanding. Guys who've been there not so long ago, like a Marquand Manuel as a defensive coordinator. And Dan Quinn is so great when it comes to developing young talent. Probably the reason why they felt comfortable bringing in 30 rookies. So you know what? Give us the guys who have talent, who are raw. We'll turn them into as much as they can become.
On 2nd down and 12, the handoff to Atkinson. And Atkinson will get a yard back, bringing up 3rd and long.
Atlanta, their second.
What about
a 30-second
Shock?
timeout?
You've been at practice all the time. How, no pun intended, but shocking is this for you to see what has transpired tonight from this team?
It is pretty shocking because you watch this team practice. They fly around, they practice with a sense of urgency, and you haven't seen that on both sides of the ball tonight. You've seen it in spurts, but DQ tries to really tell these guys, we got to play with a purpose every single time we're on the field, whether it's practice or game. And you thought, especially in the trenches, you would find more physicality. They wanted to be a more physical team, and today they were not. So to see this kind of output on the field today is really surprising.
3rd and 11 here for the Jets with 3:28 to go. Darnold, bootleg, throwing on the run. A nice throw and a nice catch as it's hauled in by Andre Roberts as he took a big hit. The former Falcon took the hit from Marcellus Branch, and he picks up the 1st down, getting 13.
Yeah, Anthony Winbush there for the Falcons. A loss contained, allowed Darnold to get outside the pocket, and look at him putting that on the mark, running to his left as a right-hander.
Got those.
Not easy to do, and her Shock down there would help him execute that.
Yeah, well, the best thing about it was you got those shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage. A lot of young QBs, they have such a strong arm, they think they can just flick it, but you did a good job of attacking the line of scrimmage, would allow them to make a very accurate throw.
And after that completion, the handoff here to Atkinson, another flag is thrown. And it looks like this will be going against the Jets. It's the 18th total penalty of the game.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. 1st down. There's a correction. They have declined the penalty. It will be 2nd down.
The Falcons declined the penalty, but this was one where it could have been called of lowering the helmet. Cedric Cooper, number 35, got away with one, and those are the plays that certainly the NFL is trying to eliminate this year. .237 to go. Wrapped up in the backfield by Jonathan Celestin. He has been a bright spot defensively here for Atlanta in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
A 30-second
Flying all over the field. He's great leverage as he approaches the ball carrier. Not playing outside of himself, right? He's showing that composure. Even though he's a young guy wanting to get out there and make an impression, he's just sticking to the basics, and really it's showing up. He's standing out quite a bit on the defensive side of the ball. 4 tackles, a tackle for a loss and a sack. Marquand Manuel is going to use him in the film room tomorrow. This is how it's done, man. Heck of a job by Celestin so far tonight.
The Falcons last year, when they failed to score more than 17 points, were winless.
Yeah, 0-7 last year, and especially in this division, right? I mean, you have so much firepower, so many offensive weapons. You got to be able to put up the points. When you talk about the Carolinas and the New Orleans of the world, you're going to have to go point for point with these teams.
The 2-minute warning.
The 2-minute warning has arrived. 17-0. The Jets lead the Falcons here in preseason game number 1. 2 minutes to go here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Justin Kutcher alongside Coy Wire and DJ Shockley. 17-0. The Jets leading the Falcons. Sam Darnold has played the majority of the game here for the Jets. The 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, and with a hard count, looks like he may have drawn the defense offside.
False start.
Ooh.
Offense number 82. 5-yard penalty.
Instead,
remains 4th
Lucky
down.
Whitehead, his own receiver, got fooled by the hard count.
19 penalties on the night thus far. And it's amazing that that's not even close to the NFL record, which is 35, because that seems like a lot. 19 is, I mean, this is a flag. Seems like every other play.
Handoff here to Atkinson. And another flag, make it the 20th flag. The ball came loose, but it looked like the ball came loose after the whistle was blown.
I like what
and
I'm
beyond
seeing.
that, it's also 4th down.
I like what I'm seeing from the young guys in there. They're listening to coaching, right? They're being told on the sideline, get the ball out. And several plays now, whether it was John Cunningham who made a tackle here a bit ago, you know, they're ripping at the football. You know, they're
Tripping, offense number 62. The penalties declined. The play resulted short of the line to gain. It'll be Atlanta's ball, 1st down.
So now the Falcons will essentially have one more chance to avoid a shutout.
Look at big John Cunningham there. Big boy. Getting in on there, and he was the one earlier who was ripping at the football. He's a big 310-pounder at 5'11". He's probably about as wide as he is tall. But out there, he's impressive out of Kent State. What are you thinking as a quarterback here, Shock? Minute 53 to go. 3 receivers to your right, 1 to your left.
You just want to get a completion. You got to get the first one off started. That's what he wants to do. Get a completion to get the drive started.
It's Garrett Grayson in his first pass attempt.
The timing was off there, wasn't it, Shock?
Yeah, it was a little late on that. It was 10-yard stop route. He has to be on time with that, and he kind of took a couple hitches. Whenever you take a couple hitches in this league, defensive backs are going to drive on this football.
He had a guy. They're running sticks routes there across the board, and when that back foot hits, right, Shock, you want to be letting that thing fly. He held it for another beat. That gave the defender time to step in front.
No timeouts remaining here for the Falcons. This pass is complete to Crawford, who's able to get out of bounds down the sideline. They're going to mark him out at the 49 of New York, a 15-yard pickup.
Young Crawford there is a flat 7 route. Get him out into the flat right now. A 6', 200-pounder out of West Virginia. He's an undrafted free agent rookie. He was the 3rd leading rusher in the Big 12. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And he's showing some burst. I like what I'm seeing him as a receiving threat out of the backfield.
You mean another threat out of the backfield catching the ball for the Falcons, potentially?
As he drops one, too. Right? Yeah, but, you know, I think he has some good guys to learn from, though, you know, in all seriousness.
You mean Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, they're pretty good to learn from?
Yeah, you got to remember, these guys out there, I mean, they're auditioning for other teams, too, right?
Yep.
I mean, you know, he might be a guy, Justin Crawford, who's way down the list. They drafted Ito Smith. Malik Williams is looking good. Terrence McGee has flashed at times as well. You know, but he's out there, and this is his moment. Every reception he has, I mean, it's a dream come true. He's catching passes in the NFL.
On 2nd down and 10, Grayson over the middle. That ball is tipped and incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Jaden Graham. And there was Neville Hewitt, who had the interception earlier. There on the coverage. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
That's one of those, Jaden Graham there. He had it. I mean, you pull that in. He's caught that pass 100 times, right? And he's not going to be able to sleep tonight over that one. That was his opportunity to say, look, Mom, I caught one.
Another player out of Yale.
Was that a jab there?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, Yale was built because of my high school. How about that? My high school was founded in 1660.
Really?
Yep.
So you're implying there were a lot of smart guys in your high school, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how I got in. Diving for the first down is Grayson, and he will get it. I think for some reason they liked my brother and they allowed me to come to the school.
Hey, whatever way you get there, it doesn't matter. You get there.
Your brother's Ashton Kutcher, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Incomplete pass for Christian Blake. Stops the clock with 51 seconds.
Yeah, these guys look like rookies, don't they? I mean, you know, you can tell they're out there. I mean, the ball was catchable pass, and, you know, Blake's just out there kind of just flailing around a bit, right? That crispness, that sharpness. Look who's over there, though. It's Calvin Ridley there to greet him as he comes off the field. Hey, keep your head up. I like to see that young fella showing leadership already.
Grayson under pressure, tries to just shovel it away, and it's incomplete.
Ruled as a forward pass, incomplete.
Don't forget, we've got Inside the Locker Room with Randy Waters coming up after this game. David Archer will have interviews. Coy and Shock will give their analysis of what they saw here tonight at the Meadowlands, or at MetLife Stadium. Used to be the Meadowlands. My, how times have changed.
Beautiful night for football, though.
3rd and 10. Grayson. Did he hang on? He did. A catch is made by Devin Gray for 19 yards. Another catch for Gray, who's had himself a nice night. And now Grayson will get up and spike the ball to stop the clock with 28 seconds to go.
Coy, we just talked about what we wanted to see from Garrett Grayson. That was one of those type of passes where he saw the anticipation. The ball was on him before he even turned around. Those are the type of throws you got to have. You talk about rookies and trying to anticipate it and seeing things before it happens. That was an excellent throw right there.
Yeah, he got the ball out of his hand before his receiver turned around. Devin Gray, great job of reeling that one in. It had a bit of a wobble to it. But yeah, great call on you.
Coy, you are tough. A wobble? Come on.
Wobble like it's hot.
Towards the end zone, that's incomplete.
I wouldn't have caught that one.
Looking for Lamar Jordan, another free agent rookie, this one out of New Mexico. 3rd and 10.
Lamar Jordan's a converted quarterback. 5'10", 176 pounds. Don't know if he was throwing many deep balls there at New Mexico, but they like his quickness and his toughness. Garrett Grayson now here, faced with a 3rd and long, 24 seconds to go. Don't hesitate, no fear, let it fly.
Pumps, and now he fumbles it, and it's jumped on and recovered by Sean Harlow. And they have no timeouts remaining. They're going to bring out the field goal unit, trying to get points on the board. The clock is winding down. David Marvin gets the kickoff in time. No good. Trying to avoid the shutout, they could not.
That is the end of the game. Great job.
Can't put that one on the kicker there.
No.
I mean, that was a debacle. Guys still running all over the field. Yeah, officials stumbling to try to get out of the way. He did his best with what he had there. Got the snap off quickly and the hold down, but not what Atlanta Falcon fans wanted to see in preseason game 1. But we'll talk about it. We'll break it down. Why did we see what we saw tonight? And what will we see next week when we head back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta?
When these Falcons take on the Chiefs.
That will be nice. We'll get a few more reps out of the ones next week, and what a matchup that will be, right? One of the best teams, one of the Vegas odds favorites to win the Super Bowl this year or get to the Super Bowl in the Chiefs, and high-powered offense will be a great test for this Falcons first-team top 10 defense from a year ago.
Matt Ryan had just one series. It was a quick one. The offense did not click here for the Falcons. The defense got picked apart pretty well by this Jets team early on. Second half, there was some improvement, but it was a 17-0 victory for the New York Jets. The post-game show is coming up next. Our next telecast is coming up next Friday, August 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. For Coy Wire and DJ Shockley, I am Justin Kutcher saying so long from MetLife Stadium. Don't forget, we've got the post-game show coming up after this. Atlanta Falcons preseason football has been sponsored in part by SunTrust. Confidence starts here. By Georgia Power, proud to bring winning energy to fans like you. Visit georgiapower.com/sports. By Emory Healthcare, the official team healthcare provider of the Atlanta Falcons. Stick around for Inside the Locker Room with Randy Waters from our Atlanta studio.